Biden's impeachable phone call released, Joe ordered Afghan president to spin situation, whether it is true or not. What's happening? With America gone and Afghanistan in Taliban hands, many people are demanding answers from Joe Biden. But it looks like this recent leak could unravel everything. Before he hastily pulled our troops, Joe Biden claimed Afghanistan was fine. He even claimed that a Taliban takeover was highly unlikely. He withdrew our forces, against the advice of top military officials, intelligence officers, and lawmakers. It looks like, however, Biden had another person warning him of what was to come. Yet despite his warning, Biden continued to make his wild, dishonest claims. From Breitbart. A leaked transcript and audio recording of a call between President Joe Biden and then Afghan President Ashraf Ghani about 3 weeks before Kabul fell showed that as the Afghan president warned of a Taliban invasion, Biden pressed him to change the perception. The Afghan president told Biden, "We are facing a full-scale invasion, composed of Taliban, full Pakistani planning and logistical support, and at least 10 to 15,000 international terrorists." And how did Biden respond to information like this? But Biden on the call pressed Ghani to publicly project he had a plan to control the worsening situation in Afghanistan in order to receive air support. And there is a need, whether it is true or not, there is a need to project a different picture, he told Ghani. This is the kind of bombshell that can take down a presidency. 3 weeks before Kabul fell, the Afghan president told Biden the Taliban were on the move. According to a leaked transcript of a call between the men, Ghani said that the Taliban were mounting a full-scale invasion. It wasn't just the Taliban. There was full Pakistani planning and support, and at least 10 to 15,000 international terrorists. Now, a good president would have taken this pretty seriously. He would have scrambled U.S. military forces to intercept this invasion, wiping them off the face of the earth.
Three weeks before the fall of Kabul, presidents of United States and Afghanistan spoke for the last time. Reuters reported that Joe Biden and Ashraf Ghani held a phone conversation for 14 minutes on July 23rd. Reuters said both leaders discussed military aid, political strategy, and messaging tactics to repel Taliban. Reuters assessed the transcript of Biden-Ghani conversation, which suggests Biden was banking on Afghan army to stop the Taliban. During the telephonic conversation, Biden said, and I quote, "We will continue to provide close air support if we know what the plan is. You clearly have the best military. You have 300,000 well-armed forces versus 70 to 80,000, and they are clearly capable of fighting well." Unquote. When Biden and Ghani spoke on July 23rd, Taliban were already in control of nearly half of Afghanistan. According to call transcript, Biden had sensed that Taliban were winning the battle of perception. Biden said, and I quote, "I need not tell you the perception around the world and in parts of Afghanistan. I believe is that things are not going well in terms of the fight against the Taliban. And there is a need. Whether it is true or not, there is a need to project a different picture." Unquote. Biden reportedly advised Ghani to get buy-in from powerful Afghans for a military strategy to stop Taliban. Biden then wanted Ghani to rally prominent political figures and hold a presser to back the new military plan. Biden said, and I quote, "We are going to continue to fight hard, diplomatically, politically, economically, to make sure your government not only survives, but is sustained and grows." Unquote.
Hey guys, this is Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. How's everyone doing today? Tommy Nation Politics.
Hey, it's me, Batman. Just kidding, guys. It's Tommy with Tommy Nation Politics. How's everyone doing today? Good? So, here we are on a Friday, and you're here with your free-thinking, innovative, totally open-minded Tommy Nation Politics. How's that? Good way to start the week, isn't it? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my videos, guys, and also click the notifications bell to see when I come out with more innovative and informative videos. So to recap, guys, so y'all know, don't forget to tune into my interview with Andrew Z. Smith. He's going to be from the activist group Action for Assange, doing activism for the free speech First Amendment, guys. I love it. Gotta love it. So it's coming to you live on Monday, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. Eastern time, okay? It's going to be on Monday, September 6th. Also, don't forget about my Tommy Nation Tuesday live stream. That's still going on with my codename Impact episode. It's going to be coming to you live 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on your Tuesday, Tuesday. So that's for the recap on my what I'm doing for projects. Super busy week, guys. I got my interview with Andrew Z. Smith. Plus, I've been tweeting some White House correspondents, and I've been tweeting some New York Times reporters as well, because I need to get some information, guys. As you guys know, I am on the hunt for the Biden leaked audio. So, the developments of the Biden audio so far, guys, I just want to tell you that I've gotten 3 sources that have quoted and cited this Biden audio and have the transcript. The sources are the Seattle Times, the New York Times, and of course, Reuters. It all goes back to Reuters. Now, what is Reuters, guys? Reuters is like a conglomerate for media organizations and people that wish to influence the media, like the CIA. So the plot kind of thickens here, guys. I've been realizing there's some interesting dynamics going on with this Biden leaked audio. Do you guys notice how anytime the CIA doesn't get their way, guys, like say Trump wanted to pull out of Syria, the Kurds, right, all of a sudden there was the Steele dossier, and he was a Kremlin puppet, Russian asset, doing the will of the people. It's been known to the CIA. So they made up a story, right? Y'all know about the story. Y'all have a video about Brennan. Yeah, he's the master manipulator. So there's a new in charge, the Biden confirmed. Before his inauguration. Seems to be a lot going on behind the scenes. Elected deep state part of the story, guys. So you have CIA Director William Burns, guys. He had a secret meeting in Kabul. This comes from the Seattle Reuters. So this is by John Hudson of the Washington Post, the Bezos Press. CIA Director William Burns held secret meeting in Kabul with Taliban leader. So it starts off like this. CIA Director William Burns held a secret meeting in Kabul on Monday with the Taliban de facto leader Abdul Ghani Baradar. This was dated August 24th, guys. August 24th. Okay? Keep in mind. Because I am. So, CIA Director William held a secret meeting in Kabul with Abdul Ghani Baradar and the highest level face-to-face encounter between the Taliban and Biden administration. Now, President Joe Biden's decision to dispatch his top spy, a veteran for the Foreign Service and most decorated diplomat in the cabinet, comes amidst a frantic effort to evacuate people from the Kabul International Airport. Now, remember what these CIA guys do. And I'm not trying to make a conspiracy theorist, I'm just being a free thinker, okay, guys? So, what do? They fund the opposition, they do terrorism, and they do propaganda. Here's one question I'm not having the facts yet, but what if this whole entire messy retrograde as Joe was all work of the CIA because they didn't have Afghanistan? What if, guys? I'm going to show you why I think this a little bit too. Sometimes talking about Kabul, okay? So now, Reuters, guys. We have August 31st, 2021. Okay, that's exactly a week later. Exclusive. Before Afghan collapse, Biden pressed to change perception. Now they have the leaked audio. News now, right? It's news now. So it starts off the Washington 31st. In the last call between U.S. President Joe Biden and his Afghanistan counterpart, before the Taliban seized control of the country, the leaders discussed military aid, political strategy, and messaging tactics. Sounds like some would discuss because they're politicians and they want to lie to you. Political strategy and tactics? Yeah, they're politicians, obviously. Military aid, though. Interesting. Biden nor Ashraf Ghani. This is appeared. They said. There's two writers of this article, guys. Appeared aware or prepared of the immediate danger of the entire country falling into insurgents. A transcript reviewed by Reuters shows. So Reuters has seen this transcript. Reuters has seen this audio. Reuters has heard it. So they said the minutes for 14 minutes. Why wasn't this news before the Taliban took control? Why wasn't this news before the Taliban took control, guys? You see it says the 31st. What's today? The 2nd? When did the Taliban take control? Why are they just now coming out with this leaked audio? That's what I'm saying, guys. It's interesting. Okay. So I'm tracking. So then I really want to know about this leaked audio, right? So I look up the Reuters. I look up these two writers. There's two writers of this article. There's Aram Roston, who is an investigative journalist. He writes for BuzzFeed and Vox. Okay? He's a neoliberal. He does policy analysis, and he lives in Washington, D.C. Then I do Nandita Bose, guys. She's just became a White House correspondent. She just interviewed Kamala Harris. She got promoted, guys, because of the Biden administration. She was promoted by Reuters. She used to be a national retail correspondent. She used to talk about retail. So she worked in the financial section of the news. Now she's doing politics. Okay, Reuters made her a White House correspondent. Her Twitter, I looked her up on Twitter. She says facts, not opinions, and she's a dog mom. That's cute. I actually tweeted her. I want to know where this audio is. I hope she gets back to me before I start asking questions in public. Just saying. So to go on with the story, guys, in much of the call, Reuters continues this article, in much of the call, Biden focused on what he called the Afghan government's perception problem. Sounds like a problem you have, Joe. Constantly. So, quote from Joe Biden, I need to tell you the perception of the world and in parts of Afghanistan, I believe, is that things are not going well in terms of against the Taliban, Biden said, and there is a need to project a different picture. So who's good at projecting different pictures? Maybe who you sent on July the 24th or August the 20th. Wait, was it? Yeah, it's August the 23rd, right? Yeah. You sent him on August the 23rd to parley with you and Baradar, your top spy, Biden. Then on the 31st, there's this leaked audio that comes out. Interesting. So after the call, the House released a statement that focused on Biden's commitment to supporting Afghan security forces, which fell apart in 2 days. They faced a full-scale invasion, yada, yada, yada. I'm not a military guy. Biden says, oh, buddy, look fat. Here's the deal, buddy. It was messy, buddy. Karzai, blah, blah, blah. It wasn't my fault. It was Ashraf Ghani. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting, guys. So then I'm looking for the sources to cite. I'm looking for the sources. I go to the end of the article. Our standards. It just talks about standards. Community guidelines and standards. The Thomson Reuters trust principles. I don't care about your Bezos principles, your leadership principles, or your Thomas Reuters principles. I want your sources. That's what, at school, if I wrote an essay, I had to have sources. I had to have an MLA format sources. You guys, why did I do that in college? Because you guys don't do this. Do you see any sources? No, you don't. But part of the article, guys, there's a little bit of, they say that they reviewed a call. Where can I find this thing? They reviewed the leaked audio themselves, Reuters did. And because their source, it's anonymity, they pulled the transcript. Okay, that's fine. Your source can have anonymity. I don't want to know who your source is. I want to hear the audio. Why can't I hear the audio? Yeah. Because your source wants to be anonymous, you will not show me the audio? You see these little fucking tricks they play? Why don't you have the audio out? You had the audio with Trump, and it's can I find 11,000 votes with Rasberger in Atlanta. I heard that audio. It was fun, super fun. I want to hear, I could do it on it. Where is it, guys? So, to sum it all up, guys, I have no audio. I have Reuters saying that they've heard it, and they did a transcript for me. I don't need you to eat for me, poop for me, read my news for me, or tell me my opinions and facts. I need you to give me the audio, Reuters. And so I tweeted Nandita Bose, I tweeted Aram Roston. I'm about to start tweeting up a storm, bro. Because this is kind of stupid. I know a lot of the American people are too busy with work and school and their lives and stuff like that. But guys, they're literally feeding you things, and they're not giving you sources. This is literally, look, I know why Julian Assange fucking wanted to do this job for you guys. Because you guys suck at it. You're supposed to have sources. So just so you know, Reuters fail. I don't give a shit about your transcript. Your transcript means nothing to me. You know why? Because for the last 20 years, you guys have been fucking talking about weapons of mass destruction and Russian assets. You guys are liars. I want to hear the audio myself. Reuters, Tommy Nation Politics is calling you out, just so you know. And I'm about to start calling it louder. Tommy Nation Politics.
In July, between President Biden and former Afghanistan President Ghani. One, that both leaders appeared completely unaware that the Taliban would take over, and secondly, that they discussed plans to project that Afghan forces were still in control. Is that accurate? Can you tell us a little bit more about that call?
Well, I'm not going to get into private diplomatic conversations or leaked transcripts of phone calls. But what I can reiterate for you is that we have stated many times that no one anticipated, the vast majority, I should say, there may have been individuals and agencies, so I don't want to eliminate that option, but our national security team and no one in Congress, or I would say most people out in the public, anticipated that the Taliban would be able to take over the country as quickly as they did, or that the Afghan National Security Forces would fold as quickly as they did. So even the content of the reporting is consistent with what we've said many times publicly. I'll also note something that the president said in his press conference around the same time of this reported phone call. The Afghan government and leadership has to come together. They clearly have the capacity to sustain the government in place. The question is, will they generate the kind of cohesion to do it? And what the president conveyed publicly and certainly privately as well, repeatedly to Afghan leaders, as did our national security officials, is that it's important that the leaders in Afghanistan do exactly that, lead, and show the country that they are ready to continue to the fight against the Taliban, that they have the will for the Afghan National Security Forces to continue that fight even as our U.S. forces leave.
Did the president at that point in time have some sort of a perception that even the former president of Afghanistan didn't have that confidence in the Afghan forces? Is that why maybe he was pushing Ghani to be more stern and to be more confident?
The president has consistently conveyed, and I just noted an example publicly, that the Afghan leadership at the time needed to do exactly that, lead. They needed to come together in a cohesive manner. They needed to be united. They needed to show the country and the Afghan people they were going to fight and they were going to lead through this transition, even as U.S. forces left. That is entirely consistent with what he has said publicly throughout. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jen.
Expected to announce the new government that will lead the country later today. NBC News global correspondent Raf Sanchez has been following the developments from Doha, Qatar. Raf, good morning. So, fighting this war was very different from governing. What do we know about what this new Afghan government will look like? How will it be recognized and received around the world? And what will it want to do first?
Savannah, good morning. Two Taliban commanders telling NBC News they expect that Mullah Baradar soon be named as the new president of Taliban-ruled Afghanistan. Afghanistan. Now, he is not a name in the United States, but he is very well known to American agencies. 50s. He is a veteran fight against the Soviets, and he was actually a
Did you guys hear that?
CIA
Did you guys
Pakistani
just
operation
hear that shit?
in 2010. He spent 8 years in prison in Pakistan.
I want that leaked audio, Reuters. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know. This is all smelling really weird and real fun. I'm going to keep fucking looking for this audio. Isn't it interesting? Baradar. Oh, he's not a household name, but the intelligence community knows this guy real good. Is he another Ashraf Ghani? Mr. Burns, Mr. William Burns of the CIA? You guys just don't stop, do you? I don't know, guys. I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. Something's going on here. I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I swear to God I will. Y'all be free thinking, innovative, open-minded.